Hey, Sooner football fans. This is your Sooner football fans podcast. You got Terry, Rob, and Caleb here. Boomer up.
Boom Terry.
Boomer Caleb.
Boomer.
And we are coming at you from the Podcast Palace in Norman, Oklahoma.
Well, we are not affiliated with the University of Oklahoma.
But we do have eligibility left. Before we get started, guys, let's do all the things that we do. First off, make sure and subscribe to the podcast, whatever you're listening to it on. Especially if you're listening to it on iTunes. Give it a rating, give it a comment. Helps move us up on those listeners polls so more people will be able to listen to us. Check out Dan Donnelly, who is a California Sooner, who has TailgateConnect.com. He can hook you up with all the finest tailgates across the country, wherever you're going, whether it be Norman, North Carolina, I don't know where else, South Florida, Egypt. Dan can hook you up. Check him out at www.tailgateconnect.com. Also, Dave Lamb, another California Sooner, and alum of the University of Oklahoma. Team Bar Finder app, you can download it on the Apple Store or at Google Play Music, or just go to teambarfinder.com. Wherever you're at, if you're looking for fans to watch the game with, pull up the app, find the Sooner watch party at a bar near you, go to it, hang out with Sooner fans, or if you want to start your own watch party, check with the bar, get it set up, go to teambarfinder.com and load your watch party into it and get more fans to go to it. Also, our new partner, who we've always kind of been partners with him anyway, good old JY, Jason Young. Go to the trenchwarfarereport.com every week, right, Rob?
All the cool kids are doing it, Terry.
All the cool kids are doing it. And you will learn some of the best commentary.
You're going to learn today.
Some of the best commentary, some of the best breakdown of the Sooners in the trenches. Some of it will probably make you mad because you'll see all the errors, and JY will explain them to you in detail. But when the Sooners are dominating, he'll also show you what went right and how it went right. But again, trenchwarfarereport.com is where you need to go. So the Sooners are celebrating a massive victory over the Iowa State Cyclones, 42-41.
Are they though?
Are they though? We got a great podcast coming up for you guys. One thing, stay tuned, because we put out some information on Twitter and on Facebook. We want your comments on the game, and the comments are rolling in. So we're going to share the fans' comments, whether good, bad, smart, genius, drunken stupors, or whatever they are. We're going to share them with you, and we'll discuss a few of them. So, but first off, Rob, I know you've got to watch the first half of the game, so you got to watch the good part.
I watched the first half, and I watched most of the fourth quarter live from the tunnel. So, I mean, I'm out for about all of the third quarter and first half of the fourth quarter. So.
No. Well, the fourth quarter seemed to be where it all fell apart.
Oh.
I mean, slowly but surely it was falling apart in the third quarter, but the bottom fell out in the fourth. Caleb, what's your thoughts?
So, it's frustrating. That's for sure. I mean, it was still a win though, so I take it. But it's different. It's one of those weird wins you got. We won, but it doesn't feel like a win, I guess. But hey, we still won. That's all that matters.
If there were another 5 minutes, would it be a win?
It's like the opposite of the Kansas State game, pretty much.
Or if they didn't go for two, if they'd have went for the tie, would we have still won?
I think it's like the Kansas State game, except we're on the opposite ends,
Yeah.
dominating the whole game, and almost lost it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. It was a weird game, especially, being in there in person. I'm sure a lot of fans who were there, or what, but the first half was, it was a typical Sooner game. Great, great feeling in the air, everybody having a good time. And as the third quarter went on, you could see the air coming out of the stadium. Then people going into the fourth quarter were feeling comfortable enough, so they started leaving it. Come on, we were up 21 points going into the fourth quarter still. People started trying to file out to beat the traffic. We actually left, which we normally do. We go down and watch the last of the game down at the tailgate. And it was don't know what happened. It was just weird.
It definitely was weird. From my perspective, the first 2 quarters that I did get to watch, so it seemed like we did pretty much what we wanted to do when we wanted to do it. And it seemed like that he didn't really have his foot down on the gas pedal to me. I don't know if that's what you guys feel like, but I feel like he was just like, okay, let's just run this or that or whatever.
I mean, it was weird. I mean, all of our touchdowns pretty much felt like they were big plays, pretty much. Like, they're just long. Like, both cities were crazy. And, like, I mean, it was a weird game. Like, 'cause, like, we just, like, did what we wanted to.
Lincoln kind of said that, Rob, in his press conference. You know, he's like, in the second half, he didn't call the right plays. He got out of doing what he wanted to do. Why? How do you do that? If you've got a game plan and it's going, he kind of basically admitted, I got out of doing what I wanted to do. And
sometimes it's the coaching and sometimes it's the players. I don't know how to explain it, but one thing that I know that we can all agree on is that CD is a bad man.
Yeah, I think he might have took the first place for Blitnikoff because Waddle didn't have a really good game at all. So, I mean, CD just dominated on national TV.
Honestly, and I know this is not going to be a very popular opinion, if anybody deserves to go to the to New York to the Heisman, it's CD.
He's really good.
I think he's the best player on the team.
Yeah,
you know,
I've kind of known that. I mean, he's been like a top 10 draft pick all year, like projected top 10 draft pick all year. So I mean,
well, I don't know if Jalen played himself out of a Heisman. I mean, I think it's Burrows.
Yeah, Burrow's gonna win it.
Burrow's gonna win it.
Game yesterday, it's already over pretty much. So,
but CD, I think, or not CD, Jalen is playing to stay in the first round of the draft now.
Yeah.
And honestly,
just go to New York too. I think it's probably the plan too. Just when we go there. So I mean, I guess if Burrow, unless he like just slips up, even after he even does slip up, I still think he's gonna win it. Because if you go to Bama and win like that, it's kind of done.
Now Alabama falls one spot. Is that right?
Yeah.
In AP,
AP.
I would guess probably the playoff thing too. I think they'll probably at 5 in the playoff. I bet.
Well, one thing, let's share a little bit of the game day story yesterday as far as what went on. You know, the tailgate like a champion, our tailgate. We had a group of guys, 2 fellas in from Chicago, who run a website. It's called College Football Tour. And we were number 85 of 130 stadiums that he's attended.
Oh, really?
Thursday night he watched Tulsa put it on UCF at the former Skelly Stadium. I don't know what it's called now. But Oklahoma was number 85. Kind of like Dan, it's his hobby. He just wants to hit all 130
I want to do that too, but the people that keep my lights on want money, so I'm just saying I'm kind of torn.
And his next round, after he gets the 130 done, he wants to hit every rivalry game. So that'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
But his website is collegefootballtours.com. He's on Twitter, college_FB_tour. He's got YouTube videos. His name is Andrew. Andrew, I'm going to screw up your last name, I know, but I'm just going to say Andrew. But we invited him out to the tailgate. Him and his buddy came and were there before the game. Great guys. Sat and watched some football with them. And then they came by after the game and was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe they." Couldn't believe, kind of like they're Sooner fans. I mean, they couldn't believe that we let that thing get away from us.
Oh man, it was terrible.
But if you come, if you come to the tailgate, this week we had a great group. Not every week we had a great group, but wanted to give a shout out to everybody who came. Stoney, who comes every week, him and his daughter. The Blinken Riley was there. The Steve Bullard was there. Chris Long. Tara came by. Oh, Tara, I didn't get any of the cookies. Everybody ate them, so you owe me some more cookies.
Hold up. She brought my cookies, and somebody else ate them?
She brought cookies and...
My cookies.
Your cookies, and
yes.
She put them on the table, and they were gone.
Alrighty.
So...
I hate everybody.
We got no cookies, Tara. So the next home game, we require another batch of cookies. So But she did invite us, and we need to do this to get down there to Paul's Valley soon and hang out with them. So, and also, if you found her husband's wallet, please. She's put stuff out on Facebook and on Twitter. He lost his wallet. They don't know where. So
They call pass interference?
yeah, okay.
Sorry. Sorry,
We're
watching the game.
watching the
I
Cowboys.
thought the game was over, and it's not.
So, but also, Scotty was there as always. Scott Higgins, and Like for Nothing was there from Claremore. Lori, Hype Man Harry, Claude was there. I know on the Twitter post I missed some folks. It's not on purpose. Sometimes I can't remember people's Twitter handles and stuff. So if I missed you, it's not on purpose. Of course, Antonio, Mr. OU was there. We actually have Mr. Antonio's big giant hand. Teresa is going to repair his hand. It has damage. So the big giant number one finger that you see him running around the stadium with was busted. The cool thing is they got him on the field this week. The University of Oklahoma got him on the field. So
That's cool.
Yeah, so he came around to us, and you'd have thought he had won the lottery. If you haven't met Antonio, he's one of the sweetest guys you'll ever meet. He does this for fun, and you know he got down on the Kansas State sideline somehow, but he was close down by us, and they got him out on the field, and he got to make his rounds around the field. So right after halftime, so that was cool for the university to do that. But
I was skipping down there around on the field too.
were you?
Yeah, since you left early, you missed the schooner. It did run.
Oh, it did run.
It
Or
did
Did
run.
it run or did it trot?
Well, they came out, after the game, the schooner comes out and sets in the end zone, and all the Roughnecks and Little Sis gather around. They take
Right.
pictures, and then it comes off the field. Well, they went out nice and easy, and I don't know if that's the same schooner that flipped or not, but it came out nice and easy. They took the pictures. I'm out there taking pictures, and then when they were ready to come in, they said, clear the path. And I'm like, well, you're going to be going slow or whatever. Dude, he put the pedal down, and they hauled rear end up that tunnel. So I was like, hey, yeah. So they're just, going. They went out nice and slow, and they made the turn nice and slow. But, boy, when he came in, he put it down.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, I really didn't even look at the stats for the game. I'm getting to the point that I don't care about the stats because
They're always good.
they're always
they're always good.
It's very balanced.
Yeah.
Very balanced stats.
Offensively, it's what we expect. Oklahoma threw out 499 yards of total offense, 273 passing, 226 rushing, 41 rushing attempts, averaging 5.5 yards per carry. And let's see, passing, we were 18 of 26, averaging 10.5 yards. Same stuff we always do, Now, on the other end, we gave up 477 yards to Iowa State, 282 passing, 195 rushing. We had 2 turnovers, which were terrible. Both of them ended up in scores. CD's fumble and Jalen's pass interception. I wish I could find, and I'm sure it's probably out there, somebody can DM me or something like that. I wish I knew what the first half stats were like.
Well, I'm sure you look at it quarter by quarter. I mean,
Yeah, you could. I mean, it has quarter by quarter here.
I'm guessing fourth quarter is when they got most of their stats, right? Scores.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, offensively, we don't really have that much of a problem. But can you explain to me how we can take an seemingly average offense and make them look really good?
it was 35-14 at halftime.
I mean, they played good, and fourth quarter is when they did pretty much all their damage, really.
Going into the fourth quarter, it was 42-21, and they scored 20 points in the fourth quarter, and we scored
See,
zip.
That's been an issue. Like we have one quarter of slipping up. Like last game, it was the third quarter, and so it's just, and this one's fourth quarter almost cost us. Like it's weird. Like we dominated the whole game, and all of a sudden it just all changed. Especially when we're at home too. Like that shouldn't happen. But maybe its atmosphere wasn't like crazy or anything. Like I've seen some people talk about that today, like how that wasn't like super crazy. The students left early. Like it's
Well,
just.
I mean, it was a butt kicking. I mean, the first half, they were putting it on them, Rob. I'm telling you, they were putting it on.
Well, when I came down the tunnel in the fourth quarter, all the students were still there, most all of them.
No, Kay was right. They started leaving that upper echelon area, that upper deck part.
Oh well, yeah, it's 20 degrees colder up there. Yeah, most all those people were gone when I came down that ramp. But like I say, the students, they were all still there.
Yeah.
So.
Let's see. Jalen was 18 of 26. Kennedy Brooks had 15 carries for 132 yards and one of the prettiest runs I've ever seen in college football. That long run where he just shifted gears a little bit and let that guy miss him.
Yep.
You know, in the only touchdown we got in the third quarter or in the second half, just kind of and let him go by.
He's really good.
Trey Sermon only had the one carry. Of course, he got hurt. Stevenson had one. Pledger had one. And guess what? Jalen Hurts had 22. How many of those are called runs? That's what we've been talking about all year long.
Maybe 5.
I think you're right. I think 5, 6, 7. And some of them, I just don't think he needs to be running the ball. He needs to be smart with the ball. He needs to throw the ball. He needs to get it to the open guys. But I don't know. I mean,
so you think he had a great game, or what would you say?
I think he had the same type of game he's had all year long. You can't complain. I mean, he's been effective. I mean,
Here's the thing. A couple of those passes to CD, that first touchdown was in triple coverage. How many quarterbacks make that throw?
yeah.
So is it a good throw to get it in there, or was it a bad decision and CD made him look good?
I think it's. I mean, you have CD. I pretty much throw it up to him.
Yeah,
Like he's better than everyone else. It's kind of. If you have like the best receiver in the country, just give him a chance. I mean, that's what those players do.
Yeah.
And
that's what
you
you
did.
did.
Another long touchdown.
Oh,
was a 5-yard out or something.
Yeah, he caught it right there, and like that was my favorite touchdown of the game. That one was
CD
crazy.
ran like 130 yards because he ran across the field, all the way across the field. That's 50 yards before he turned it up field. I mean, that was
broke like 3 tackles there too. And it's just
he's a bad boy.
Yeah.
He just gets better and better. It's crazy like how good that guy is. Like it's.
No, that first touchdown pass, I mean, it was into triple coverage, and you're like, ooh, but then again, well, like what you said, Caleb, you get it to your best player. If you throw into triple coverage and you trust him, and he got up and got the ball.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, so this is where I'm going with this.
Here we go.
All right, you remember how we talked about Emmitt Smith, right? A lot of people say Emmitt Smith's one of the best backs of all time. Well, we don't necessarily agree with that.
Right.
Emmitt Smith had the best offensive line in pro football maybe ever.
Yeah, it was ever.
Maybe ever, right?
That Pro Bowls is backups.
So any running back running behind that offensive line at that time
What's going to do?
is going to be a superstar.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So my question then is it the same at the quarterback position for the University of Oklahoma?
I don't think so. Because
Back to back number
Heisman's
one.
number ones. It's just like then they wouldn't be like Baker's struggling this year, but it's also the
So what you're saying?
expectations. But Kyler's killing it in the NFL.
No,
so
they're
if it was
both
just a
doing
system,
good. Don't get me
yeah,
wrong. I'm not on that side of the fence. The question though I'm asking is,
Does Lincoln do such a good job that it doesn't matter if he put me and you out there?
well, if Spencer Rattler was taking snaps all year instead of Jalen Hurts,
Yes,
would we
we'd be
in
the
the
same.
same spot?
Yeah, I think so. I really do. I mean, and that's no cut on Jalen. That's no cut on Kyler. That's no. Honestly, I think if old boy from West Virginia,
No, I don't think
we
so.
wouldn't
Austin
be Austin Kittle.
Yeah.
I think Lincoln would go to the strength of what Austin. I think that's what he does best. Is goes to the strength
Strength of the player.
of the player, and I think Austin Kendall would have a better season than what he has right now. And Oklahoma, I still think would have the same, probably not the same stats, but the same record. I mean, I don't think it matters.
So
We've said it
Jalen's
before.
strength is running the football.
I think that's what it is. Lincoln leans to that deal. If Lincoln had an issue with him running it 22 times, he'd be on the bench.
Yeah.
So it's effective. Whether or not he needs to throw it more, whether or not 20, or whether 15 of those were called runs or 15 of them he was supposed to throw the ball, you're not going to complain because he doesn't get sacked. Every one is positive. So what's the coach going to do? It's effective. I want you to stay back there more.
And he can. He has the ability.
He has the ability. And we all said that year round. Oh, my God. Before the season, this guy's big. He can run. Now are we going to complain that he's big and running? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm
I know.
definitely not
No,
doing
I
that,
mean,
but-
I know you're not, but there's fans out there who are. You know,
I mean, to understand, it's not used to. It's just different. It's just not used to it. I mean, it's still effective though, so that's why I can't really complain. Because I mean, and next year the offense will be totally different again. Like especially if Rattler's out there, we're gonna probably be more of an air raid because of that guy's talent.
He's definitely talented. And then, my next question on that whole kind of sequence of questions is, if we would have lost yesterday, do they pull his redshirt status and let him play?
no, you can't do that now.
Has he played? I think he's only played like 3 games. He can still play
Yeah,
another
he
game.
can play. He can still play another game.
Yeah.
So, no, I mean, you stick with what got you there. I mean, it's there's no reason to burn that. I mean, the season's done. If we'd lost, it is what it is. So why put him out there? There's people already, and we're going to share some of those comments. There's people already out there saying that, bench him. There's people already out there saying fire Grinch.
I don't get that. I'm not surprised with that one.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not in that.
I'm not in
I'm not on that boat.
I've seen that a couple times, but I mean,
But-
it's just
But there's a lot of people saying, let's put Rattler in. Let's get the kid. Let's go move in the right
season's not
direction.
over. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Like we're still in the hunt. Like we're not out of the hunt still. Like it's not. I mean, it doesn't look great, but we're still there. Like we take out one of the best players in the country for a freshman. That just doesn't make sense right now.
But see, here's the deal. Let's go through the first half. Okay, I'm not going to go through it play by play. I'm just going to go through it by drive. Oklahoma gets the ball. 4 plays, touchdown. 72 yards, 1 minute, 18 seconds. Iowa State's first possession. 3 plays and out.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma's second possession. Touchdown. 7 plays. 3 minutes and 26 seconds. Iowa State's next possession, 3 and out. So Oklahoma's first 2 possessions a score, and we get 3 and outs. Speed D does what they're supposed to do, gets off the field. Oklahoma, the next possession, 4 plays and a punt. Iowa State gets their first touchdown on their third possession, 5 plays, 88 yards. Oklahoma responds with an 11-play touchdown drive. Iowa State comes back, 6 plays and a punt. There's another stop for Speed D. Oklahoma gets the ball and goes 4 plays and 4 plays and scores. So at that point in time, it's 28-7. Iowa State goes 5 plays and scores. Oklahoma has a 3 and out. Iowa State has a 3 and out, and Oklahoma scores going into halftime to go up 35-14. How much better of a game can that be?
It's pretty much perfect.
That's dominate. They dominated.
and we
that first
had
half.
2 drop pick sixes in that area too, which
Yeah.
that was probably the most frustrating thing.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you don't even want to see. I'm not even reading the second because then it's completely polar opposite of what just happened.
Was it third quarter? The third quarter was still good though, right? It's just
Yeah,
fourth quarter was when it fell apart.
Yeah, third quarter. Let's see. They come out. Iowa State comes out and puts together an 8-play drive. Oklahoma goes 3 and out. Iowa State goes 3 and out. Oklahoma has a 10-play drive, 97 yards. Then Iowa State goes 8 plays for a touchdown. Oklahoma fumbles, and it goes from there. So it just completely opposite of what happened. And like I said, Lincoln was 100%. Hey, he took his part in it. I got away from the calls. I wasn't calling the right plays. I got away from what was working, and I don't know how that happens, but I guess it does. Lincoln's, not
He seems to be
perfect.
saying that a lot this year. There's been a lot of people saying, like, he's still great, but he's like, I don't think he's comfortable with this type of offense. Honestly,
It may be. He
I
may
mean-
be. I'm.
he's still doing a great job, obviously, because he's like one of the best coaches in the country. But you can tell, like, he's had a couple of games. He said he hasn't made the right play calls. Like it hasn't clicked right. Like maybe he still hasn't figured it out. Like I don't think he trusts the offensive line either, so it makes everything a little harder too. So it's just
Well, Jalen did have to scramble a bunch, but
Yeah.
it just seemed like when Kyler or Baker had to scramble, they scrambled a yard or 2 or 3, 5 at the most, and was still able to get a pass off to a receiver coming open.
They scrambled to the left or the right, but see, that's another thing. They took steps to the side, to get out of the. That's the thing, though. I'm just wondering how they're blocking for him. Everything goes outwards,
Yeah.
and Jalen's just so big. He gets that. He's in there, and he just
and
there's
squares
a-
through them holes
yeah,
like
there-
Kyler did.
Yeah, he just forces his way through them. I mean, I'm not going to complain about. I mean, it's frustrating. He had 22 carries. I know he's not supposed to, but it works. So, if we were undefeated, we'd still be doing that. But it's different. Like Caleb said, it's just different.
Yeah,
And,
like I said, I think it's the offensive line, honestly, because the last 2 years we're the best offensive line in the country. And this one's good, but it's not nearly.
and they're
that
going to
looks
get
good.
better.
Yeah, they're going to get better.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, that. Sorry, we were watching. They're showing the Falcons playbacks. There's a lady in the Falcons
They hit
and
Bourbon
Saints
Street too
game,
hard, maybe.
and she was asleep at watching the game. Any surprises yesterday in the other games, guys? Minnesota. The Golden Gophers.
I thought
Was
they were
that
good.
really a surprise, though? Because we've been saying all along
I
that we
didn't
didn't
think it
think
was a
Penn State
surprise.
was that good.
I mean,
Yeah, but do you expect them to get like pretty much work the whole game? Like, do you expect
They
Minnesota
did
to
work
score?
'em.
Like,
I'll give you that. They did
I
work 'em.
thought they want to be like a low scoring game. I didn't think seeing like this, like scoring like that many points.
yeah.
Like, I mean, because Minnesota, they played like five, I think three really bad teams, but they won by combined 5 points. Like, they haven't blown anyone out this year.
Yeah. Let's see. Thanks, Baylor. It took you forever and 3 days to beat TCU 29-23.
Texas ruined
TCU
it.
Yeah.
played them, didn't they?
Yeah, and thanks a lot, Kansas State, for keeping your end of the bargain, getting
Right.
beat by the freaking Longhorns.
I thought they had it too.
Well, they were up like 14-0 or 17-0,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
Texas went on a run.
Let's see. Florida beat Vanderbilt. In Vanderbilt in the SEC?
Yeah.
Okay, I just thought so. 56-0. Vanderbilt's a good SEC team.
Did you notice how the narrative yesterday wasn't like, oh, these great offenses going at the Bama,
Yeah.
the Bama LSU? So look at these great offenses go hit, like these powerhouse offenses. If that was like if that was our game, they're probably making fun of Big 12 defenses the whole time.
Ohio State just, prison
Ohio State-
raped Maryland.
Ohio State's doing that.
73-14.
Yeah.
Remember when Maryland beat Texas?
Yeah. Twice, back-to-back years.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ohio State's really good. I think they're probably the best team in the country. They're probably unless we get in there.
Well,
But, LSU, Ohio State would be
yeah,
fun.
you have to say LSU is.
Well, I just like Ohio State's defense a lot better. I think Ohio State's more their defense because they're killing teams and they're blowing teams out.
That's true.
Virginia Tech knocked off Wake Forest,
Yeah.
36-17.
There's a lot of good games this upcoming weekend too. I think there's like 8 ranked matchups.
Wisconsin beat Iowa,
Yeah.
24-22. Georgia beat Missouri, 27-0. Notre Dame over Duke. Clemson making a statement, beating NC State. Right? And would that be a statement win?
They're
55-0.
they're doing their job though. Like they're doing a better job than we are right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're handling their business. So you got to say LSU, Ohio State, Clemson, and of
Yeah.
course, the system is saying Alabama.
We think a worst nightmare scenario is if Minnesota goes undefeated and gets in the playoffs. Think they want that at all?
No, they don't want
No,
that.
they don't want that.
They may not let it happen.
They may not. They'll take a one-loss Alabama over an undefeated Minnesota.
You
I
can't-
bet money on it.
Big Ten champion.
I
You can't
heard
leave
you-
Big Ten champion out like that. They've
agree,
already
but-
thrown a fit already. The last 2 years, they have undefeated Big Ten team. But their strength of schedule is just as good as Bama's is. Bama hasn't played no one. That's
Yeah.
the first game they played yesterday.
Well, that helmet logo on the side means a whole lot more. The one from Alabama than the one in
Yeah,
Minnesota.
We went out, rode the boat. But that LSU game wasn't really as close as that final score said. LSU kind of dominated that whole game.
LSU did dominate, but
and then
Alabama
Bama
came
just
back.
came back.
I mean, that's
When they scored that touchdown, like the last touchdown they got was pretty. It's just one pass, and the guy just ran past everyone.
well. Joe Burrow is good, no doubt about that. And I mean, what do you say that LSU and Alabama can't play that much defense this year, or what?
But
do you
they've been
say?
letting people score all year long. But they have like talent. That's just weird out there because they have like legit first round talent guys out there. It's just they aren't stopping people like they normally are. Like they might have the best safety. LSU might have the best safety in the country. It's just like they just aren't stopping people. It's weird.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows before we get to the takes, Oklahoma's not the only crazy fan base.
Every fan base is crazy.
There's
That's why we're all fans.
a guy put on our Sooner football fans group. This is how some Alabama fans feel about Saban. These are tweets. The Peach Cobbler, been coming to Alabama football games for 35 years now. Currently watching our fans file out of Bryant Denny at halftime by the thousands. Unacceptable. Hashtag fire Saban.
Oh, it's Saban gone?
That's Saban's fault right there.
Little Lando from 79th put out on Twitter, I just left Bryant Denny with an awful taste in my mouth. I'm afraid it's the end of an era and the end of my donations. We need to move on from Nick. Hashtag fire Saban.
Oh, boy. Careful what you wish for,
You know, this,
Alabama
number
fans.
2 team. Like, did I remember how bad they were before Saban got there? Like they were like Nebraska, pretty much.
Yeah. This guy, Jason Stegman. I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve. Hashtag fire Saban.
It's crazy.
Oh, boy.
I mean, it's good to know that every fan base is crazy. So
Yeah.
Here's one from the Twitter site. Fire Saban. Coordinators should fire him. Hashtag fire Saban.
do you think it's a coincidence that Mike Soup goes there and Bama loses their top 10 defense?
Well,
Well, I don't know.
yeah, Mike Stoops his days in Alabama might be numbered because I
Well, he's
promise you
only-
he's going to
He's
take
an
the.
analyst, whatever.
He's only an analyst.
So-
I mean,
So somebody's going
It's
to take
crazy.
the heat. Might as well let him do it.
It's crazy, like how as soon as someone gets fired, Mike Saban just hires them up, puts them on his like analyst team. It's crazy. Like every fire coach goes to works at Alabama,
He's got 100 of them now.
pretty much. I mean, it's crazy.
because he doesn't want to coach against any of them, so he hires them as analysts.
He probably wants to coach against all of them. That's why he gets them all up because he's undefeated against his old coaches. So maybe he's just trying to get them all in there so he can keep that streak going or something.
Yeah.
That's funny. You see Arkansas fire their coach this afternoon?
I'm surprised Arkansas hasn't
I'm
burnt
surprised-
Fayetteville
I'm
to the
surprised- I'm surprised they
ground.
didn't fire him at halftime, honestly. That was embarrassing.
Yeah.
What was the final score in that game?
I don't know if it was a blowout. They got blown out at home by like a Division II team or whatever. That's bad. Maybe that might be the worst team in the country, which is an SEC. But
Yeah. Wonder, have they played Vanderbilt yet? They might be able to get a win there.
I don't know if they beat Vanderbilt. I mean, Vanderbilt at least beats I think Vanderbilt beat Missouri or something. So I mean,
Okay, y'all want to get to some of the fan tweets and
I know
comments?
people are mad at Grinch, but I tell you, watching his presser, like he's probably more mad than any of the fans are. Like he was heated yesterday too. So I mean,
Okay, can you see this, Caleb?
Hold up, I just want you to
yeah,
know.
I saw that one. Yeah,
Western Kentucky's who beat
Western
Arkansas
Kentucky.
yesterday.
Yeah.
45-19.
yeah. See, that's the worst team. Probably in the country.
Man.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
How many likes does that got?
Steven Smithy, he put it on Center Football Fans group
Facebook.
on Facebook. Live look at Alan Grinch. Can you see that, Rob?
Yep.
It's Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
That's the Joker.
Fire Grinch.
Says Fire Grinch, and there's 31 comments on it. Do we even want to look at those comments?
No, that's fine. That's
let's-
he already. But I mean, that's what the page is for there for. I mean, you put your feelings out there.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's not the problem. It's not Alex Grinch's problem, but there.
he hasn't even got his recruits in yet.
Yeah.
I mean, he's coaching other people's recruits.
Jeff Johnson puts on Facebook, we gave up a total of 89 points in the last 2 games. I thought we fired Mike Stoops last year. Alec Grinch need to get it together. He's paid good money to be the DC, so go out and earn it. I don't have any problem with that.
Yeah.
Do you have any problem with that? It's a bad
That's it.
defensive performance. Fix it.
Two of them.
We
in a
got
row.
some hashtag fire Grinches though. Good grief.
And here they are on our. Let's see. There's one comment here on on this. Sean Corley on Facebook puts poor play both sides. Best get things together for next week. Like that are going to lose. I love the Sooners, but there's a lot of work to do. Seemed like there was still hungover from the beating they took from Kansas State.
Well, they came out hot. It's just
They came out hot.
They
yeah.
came out hot. It's just they didn't sustain it. I think they thought they like all the rest of their fan base thought the game was over, and just kind of went to coast mode too early. And that coach on the other sideline is one of the top candidates in the country right for everywhere for a reason. Like,
Yeah, Matt Campbell's a good coach.
he's a good coach. I mean, there's no quitting that team. I mean, that's how you make Iowa State relevant, is making that team not quit ever. So,
Yeah, and it's a good point. It's a good point. I think Iowa State's a decent team. I don't think I don't think they're anything great, but we're definitely more than a point better than they are.
I think they have what 4 losses now. I think they have a combined, like those 4 losses combined like 10 points. Like they lose. I mean, they lose. They don't lose. They've lost by 1 point 3 times. Like that has to be super frustrating for that to happen.
Okay, here's another one on Facebook from Billy Self. Where's the defense that we seen during the Texas game, and where did our offense go? And I'm starting to wonder about Jalen Hurts. He is sloppy with the ball anymore. We aren't a playoff team right now, and if they play like this, like they did last night, then we're going to lose against Baylor.
I mean,
There's nothing.
I don't think the offense is a problem at all. I don't think the offense is a problem at all. I mean, the craziest thing I saw, we haven't had sacks since the Texas game. That's crazy.
Yeah.
No sacks and no turnovers.
No turnovers.
Yep.
Here's one on Facebook from a top fan. I didn't know that they had that thing on Facebook, but we have if you do a lot of stuff on a page, they call you a top fan. And
All right.
Tim Hamilton, of course, is a top fan, comes out to the tailgates and everything. Looked like we lulled ourselves to sleep in the third. First half was pretty good football. Fourth quarter looked like a caged animal, panicked and flustered. Haste makes waste, in my opinion. Yep. I think that's kind of what we've all said.
Pretty solid. Yep.
Yep.
Pretty
I
solid.
said I think we thought the game was over. I guess that's what it sounds like. That's kind of looks like we thought
And
the game was over. We
wasn't
started
Iowa
coasting.
State.
Iowa State was like nope. And I think by the time we woke up, it was almost too late. So we just kind of like packed it in, ready to go home. And then by the time we woke up, it was too late.
Jason McAdoo, also a top fan on our page on Facebook. I think if we play like we did in the second half next week, we're taking a big L against Baylor.
I don't think Baylor's that good.
I don't think Baylor's is good. I mean, they're undefeated.
They're undefeated, but like they're kind of like how Minnesota. But then again, I didn't think Minnesota was that good because they barely beat teams. But I guess as long as you win, it's all that matters. Let's keep winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully they didn't just play bad because this whole
Look-
week, instead of preparing for TCU, they prepared for Oklahoma.
Well, the thing is, like Baylor and TCU don't like each other. I mean, which is a
Right.
weird rivalry, but
You know what I'm tired of hearing, though?
What's that?
I'm tired of hearing people say, well, we haven't seen an offense like that before. We haven't seen them run them plays. I don't care.
It don't matter.
Play football.
Yeah. Tackle. Let's see. Michael Wade, another top fan on our page on Facebook. We have a bunch of questions still. Defense being number 1 or number 2. O-line still a little shaky. We're running. Where's our running backs still? Question mark. Defensively, where did the confidence go that we had? Starting to feel like the 2016 when we went to the Sugar Bowl versus Auburn. I agree with that one 100%. That's what I feel like.
yeah,
We're running. We're going. The Sugar Bowl is where we're going to go. You know.
I mean, that's
definitely.
after we lost just because our schedule's so
Yeah.
bad, and it's just I said on Thursday podcast like we're now in the BD contest now. We have to beat teams and beat them bad and look good doing it. And right now we aren't doing that right now.
Yeah,
I
we're
mean,
not doing it.
We did it for 3 quarters and then we let our foot off the gas, which is surprising to me because we know that we're like in the BD contest and we need to look nice.
Doesn't matter who we beat from here on out.
We gotta kill 'em.
We're not going to look better than Alabama does.
Yeah, Alabama, it's crazy. I mean, but it's gonna be interesting to see that pickle there. I mean, they could still lose to Auburn. If they lose to Auburn, it changes everything. So I mean, but it's just still you still got Oregon out there. Like Oregon's just handling teams. They're not gonna lose again. I mean, Utah's. I don't think Utah's that good, but
So yeah, we got a Minnesota problem. We got a Utah problem. We got a Alabama problem.
Minnesota.
We got a Minnesota problem.
Minnesota.
I mean, all those teams are going to look better than us.
But I think Minnesota's gonna lose. They'll lose to Ohio State in the Big Ten championship, and then
Well, we've seen how that happened. We've seen what happens when Alabama loses a game.
yeah,
They fall a spot.
it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not like people are like surprised by that. It's like, I mean, when that game ends, it's like, well, Bama made it close enough that they can like make it okay. But I still like people talking online though.
You can't have You have to be consistent. Okay,
Well, that's all people
every
like.
team that's undefeated when they lose a game drops 3 or 4 spots.
Alabama.
Just because you're Alabama and you drop one spot, that's BS.
Yeah, I mean, like I
It
said,
happens every year.
and there's also I know a lot of I see a lot of, like national media is like a loss on the road against a good team is better than a loss at home against a really good team because you're at home. You shouldn't like that's. Like, I mean, that's people that's arguing
Unless
for
you're
OU
Alabama.
and yeah, because I think some of the media is kind of tired of it because Alabama gets all these passes they have multiple times, and it sucks. But that's what happens when you win all the time. You get those passes.
Let's go back on to Facebook. Bart Joyner on Facebook says, all that Kool-Aid I drank just came right back up. I kind of agree with that.
It's just,
Well, now hold on though. Until the fourth
till
quarter,
the fourth quarter, we're dominating.
Yeah.
defensively, we're still. I mean, pretty much shut them down, and
Yeah.
we should because that offense is not very good.
No.
So, what happened in the fourth quarter? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. I want to share my joy right now. The Steelers are now over 500. Beat the Rams 17-12. Pretty impressive, huh, Caleb?
I guess. I mean, you're not going to make the playoffs. I mean, the Ravens are winning that division.
We can still make the wild card. You know.
We'll see if
Who's
Mason,
gonna-
we'll see if Mason Rudolph can beat a
Yeah,
Steelers for the
who's
first
going to
time.
win? We're coming up to the Rudolph Mayfield
Yep, it's
showdown.
Thursday. Will Mason Rudolph
Thursday night.
finally beat a Sooner? That's the question everyone's asking.
I think it's a no. It's a no for me.
Come on, Rob.
It's a no for me.
Come on,
dog.
Rob. Let's see. Bert Smith on Facebook said, I think Hertz is a spy. It's time to put in the rattlesnake in and shoot for the future of OU football. The defense is trash, and Poopy Piles 44 is a joke.
I don't care
It's
how
on the same spot with you with Buki, huh?
Yeah, with Buki.
I don't care how you wanted to Jalen Hurts is legitimately one of the best players in the country. He's going to go to New York more than likely.
Yeah, he is.
You can't bench a guy with especially where we're still. He's a big reason why we have to go to the playoffs. Is because of his story. That's the big reason why that we can't bench that guy because his story is what's going to help carry us there. Because people like Jalen Hurts. National media loves Jalen Hurts. So
I do love I think he's a spy. But on the other end
That's
of
funny
it,
though.
The defense, I don't think is trash. They've been playing like trash. The fourth quarter was bad. The whole K-State game was bad. They got to
The
fix
third quarter, K-State was bad.
Yeah.
It was like
Almost
one
like
quarter.
Some of these offenses have figured out how to block us.
Yeah.
Right.
And
The stunts and
so-
stuff like that.
How
Just
to take our stunts, what we do.
our aggressiveness against us, pretty much.
Well, like Teddy said when we were talking to him, that those plays that they ran that he was talking about, he said those were designed for Oklahoma to take advantage of our
their athleticism
and aggressiveness,
speed, aggressiveness,
to get us going one way, and to go back the other way. It's just a different way of doing it. Instead of running reverses, they just develop blocking schemes to fake us out.
It's
So-
even even the last 2 weeks, it's still light years better than it was the last 2 years. So I mean, even these last 2 weeks have been bad, but it hasn't been as bad as the last 2 years.
Now tell me this because I didn't get a chance to really watch, but I was maybe the radio or I don't know, it might have been Scotty was telling me that it looked like Iowa State was trying to run a whole lot of the same plays that Kansas State had success against us on,
Yeah.
and they didn't have the same
Right.
success.
No, I mean, it's just like
Well, I mean, but JY even said that. He goes, if somebody's going to try to do it, it ain't going to work because
it's a whole scheme.
that's what K-State does.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they've been practicing for, right? And this is
Right.
the first time they busted it out against
Right.
us.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, if you work on something all year long, to make it work because you're going to have to beat Oklahoma to win the championship, the Big 12, you can't throw that type of play and those things into a one-game scheme. You don't have enough time to perfect them. Now, maybe some nuances of it. Back to Facebook, Barney Asbury says this offense used to be balanced. It seems to be Jalen or Land. Don't get me started on the defense. It's still balanced. The offense is still balanced. It's just
It's different. It just looks
Just
different.
different,
It
yeah.
just looks different.
balanced, but I mean, we're not hitting the tight end. I see what he's saying. We used to hit that little fullback pass, and it was
Yeah.
always open. We haven't thrown that. I don't know how long.
right.
So I mean, I understand what he's
Yeah.
saying.
It seems like the ball got spread around to everybody more.
Yeah, we had 11 receivers in that first game, I think. Didn't
But
we?
then again, on the opposite side, when he did spread it around in that one game and CD had 2, we're like, dude, why aren't we getting the ball
Why
to
don't we get
CD?
the ball to CD? Yeah.
I won't ever complain getting the ball. Like CD can get all the catches.
Yeah, if they throw the ball to CD, 22 times a game, he's going to catch
I am a little
19
worried
of
about
them.
Hazelwood though, because he didn't get any catches, and he's been kind of like retweeting free Hazelwood stuff like that. That kind of scares me.
Yeah.
I mean, because
Let's see. Our good friend Lisa Simmons on Facebook put panic attack. So
it's just so crazy. Our expectations so high for this. Like we're
Yeah.
what was the record 8-1 or something
Yeah.
like that, and like it's just we're still in the playoff hunt. It's like we're acting like the season's over.
yeah,
Are
crazy.
we though?
three more.
Some people are. Not everyone. Like I said, that's part of being a fan, though. So it's just,
No, I mean, are
Bama,
we
Bama fans
still
want to
in the
fire.
hunt?
Yeah, Bama wants to fire their coach. Some of their fans,
Mm-hmm.
Nick Saban, like that's just crazy.
Three more on Facebook, and then we'll move to Twitter real quick. Randy Jameson. It was one of them wins that felt like a loss.
Yeah, that's
I
what I
agree.
said.
That's right, exactly.
It's a
what
win. It's a
Caleb
win,
said.
but like you feel dirty about the win.
Yeah, Steve Embry said we won. That's all that matters. Agree with that. Best one of the night, Jen McLeod, or at least best one on Facebook. Jen McLeod on Facebook said, "Mama taught me if I don't have anything nice to say, don't say it." So,
So she's not a big fan of the defense, then, huh?
so she's keeping it to herself, whatever it is, and that's fine. Let's see here. Let me find my Twitter. Oh, did you guys know that the Steelers beat the Rams tonight? Just checking if anybody knew that.
Oh, yeah. Did you see the rant? Do you see the Ravens, the team in first place, demolish the Bengals? Is Lamar Jackson the best quarterback in that class?
Maybe, but
Yeah, he's
really
didn't
good.
Everybody,
He's really
isn't
good.
everybody beating the Bengals?
Yeah, everyone's been the Bengals, but they won like 50 something to 14 though.
All right.
Mark Andrews had 2 touchdowns. Hollywood had a good game. The Baltimore Sooners went out and balled.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
you know what?
ridiculous how many Sooners.
All the Sooners are playing really good.
yeah, in the
Yeah.
pros right now.
Kyler has been. I think it's him and Josh Jacobs Rookie of the Year, and Kyler's been really
it's
good.
crazy that he just kind of settled down, and I think what's coach's
Kingsbury.
name? Kingsbury settled down too. It's kind of like maybe the grandeur of it all, was there, and Kingsbury just wasn't doing it. And somebody got him to settle down, and so now he's settled down, and their offense looks really good now.
They got to get in the chance to just let him work,
Yeah,
because I mean that's what he's going to do. Kyler's going to he's
mean,
going to work.
He broke the rookie record without a complete throws without interception. Then he threw an interception later in the game, but he's just so good. Like he's just really good. Like I always, Kyler is just like he's one of my all-time favorite Sooners. Like he's just so much fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And they made me the rank. Like without him, Arizona's probably the worst team in the league, and they're in every game. And if not win every game, they're in there to the very end.
Okay, do we want to go on to the Twitter comments?
Might as well.
Might as well.
But you post them on there for, right? So
Yeah.
you can read them.
William, we know William, Bill, the South Jersey,
South Jersey Bill.
and he is in all caps. So imagine
kinda yelling at you?
he's yelling it in a New Jersey accent, and I
Uh-huh.
can't do a New Jersey accent. So imagine
We want you to try though.
no, imagine Tony Soprano yelling this at you. That's the best I can do. Okay.
Okay.
So, run, period, the period, ball, period, with, period, the period, best, period, running backs in the nation, period, again, period, and again, period, and again, period.
Wait, didn't Kenny Brooks have 13 carries?
Yeah, he had a bunch of carries, Bill. Come on. This gets everyone involved, wears down the defense, smash mouth football. And then in parentheses, you probably figured out that I'm pissed. So we know, Bill. That's why I tried to give it the.
Listen, I think you failed because you didn't try to do that. In a
Yeah, I
Jersey
don't know a
accent.
Jersey accent. Can you do a Jersey accent?
Well, no, but I want to hear you try.
No, I'm going to try.
Caleb?
I can't do a Jersey.
Oh,
accent.
come on.
I don't know what Jersey accents.
Yeah,
are
I don't
good.
either.
Well, for starters, you got to start dropping some F-bombs.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, Bill.
They got Boston one's kind of crazy. Boston's
Yeah.
like,
No, man, do not start. Okay, you will get. Bill will, it's South Jersey. He don't get into these other areas, so you don't want him to go South Jersey on you. So don't compare accents.
I think in that relationship, it's the wife you need to worry about.
Yeah, Brooklyn. She's from Brooklyn, isn't she?
She's from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yvette?
Yeah. Yeah. Yvette would.
Bust a cap. I'm gonna bust a cap on you. Wait, that's not Brooklyn accent, is it?
Nope. Denise France on Twitter says, "Got to be better than last night to kick Baylor's ass."
Which I don't know. They barely beat Iowa State at home. So I mean, I think
No.
they're about the same team, honestly.
Here's the thing, though. I think that when we get a big game, because Iowa State to us is not a big game.
Right.
I think when we get a big game, the guys are going to play up to that.
Right.
I mean, I really hope that's what
Right.
happens. So.
I mean, we came out like it was a big game. As I
Yeah,
said,
we did kinda
so
come
I
out
mean,
Stony Army vet. Stony was at the tailgate. Has been to the last couple tailgates. Brings his daughter out. She's a sweetheart. Stoney says defense is regressing. They haven't played in dominant fashion since Texas game. Jalen needs to learn to stay in the pocket and wait till wide receivers get open instead of running the ball, and also needs to learn how to read defense and hand the ball off to running back instead of running it himself. Those are all things we said.
it's kind of hard to stay in pocket though when the offensive line can't really block
Yeah.
that well though.
When the pocket's collapsing and he's got to go. He's got to go. I mean,
I mean, I think the biggest offense is a problem. The biggest problem the offense does have is the offensive line. Like, I mean, that's how we can. You can tell by play calling. I don't think he trusts that line at all.
Yeah,
Like-
you may be right. It may be just as simple as that. I'm doing this to. Let's see. Andrew Souther has been on the podcast with us before. We won. All that matters. Good point. Treylinda Kerr, the lovely Treylinda. Rob, what's her new furniture look like?
from the yard, Terry. Oh. Love you, Terry Linda.
Treylinda says we won. You know, Danny, a.k.a. Gmo, he was at the tailgate a couple weeks ago, still believing in the team. Sooner in Philly says CD is the best receiver in the nation. Amen.
Yeah. I said something like that too for Saturday night, but Miles a little bit more vulgar.
Demo. Should I read Demo's? It has Demo uses the F-bomb, so we try to stay PG-13 at least, but it's F-bomb embarrassing. Demo's mad. Some of it is. I agree with him. There's some of it, Debbie Lemming says this, and it points up to Demos.
You know who that is? Remember Andrew from the Roughnecks?
Uh-huh.
That's his mom.
Oh, that's his mom. Okay. Jim G says CD is amazing. The defense can't tackle. We have one sack, I think, since Texas. Good. See, Caleb.
It's crazy.
Jalen can't get to his second read. We abandon the run when it's working. We really miss having a tight end. Jalen should have had 3 picks in the first quarter. Probably. I agree
We
with
have
that.
said all that stuff for sure.
Good to see Bridges get a TD. Parnell was clutch. Those are all great. Those are all things we've said. So,
Yeah. Good job.
Jim G, we completely agree with you.
So, did we get lucky too with that 2-point conversion? Pass interference?
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Let's get through. Let's
gonna
get through
bring
here.
that up.
Let's get through theirs. Like our squad, I could only give you half a comment. I'll mail in the rest. That's a pretty good pun.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah.
That came from Andy Wright. His Reese's. I think it's Pieces is his Twitter name, but JD Davis, Colorado Sooner, felt like a loss. Tired of mediocre defense. Bought in after Texas. Completely fool's gold. Hurts isn't the answer at quarterback. This isn't a top 4 team. Not a top 10 team either. The Snack Czar, Sooner Do, says, not understanding our reluctance to run the ball more consistently, especially when we're averaging 9 yards per carry when we try it. Only score in the second half was a Brooks 46-yard run, and we're trying to be too cute for our own good. Sooner Nut, also known as Speed D Kills, the defense seems to be regressing to bad habits. Jalen needs not to be scared to throw the ball into tight windows. Sooner fans that left at halftime should root for another team. They left at halftime because they thought we were blowing them out.
I saw a lot of people do that. Say that. Like if you don't want to stay the whole game, then don't get the tickets to fans that would stay the whole game.
Yeah. I got news for you. There's more people. I mean, people can say that all they want. Okay. That, give tickets to people who'll stay in the stands. And say, there's more people. It's not just people, they're leaving. They're not because they're not supporting the team. It's done. They got a long ways to drive. not that I leave when I feel the game is in control towards the end of the fourth quarter. But we go out to the tailgate because we have fans out there. We have people watching our tailgate. But Oklahoma fans have done that since the 80s. Haven't we, Rob? I mean,
so it's different. Like, we have a great home atmosphere, but there's a difference between us and like the other like Ohio State's kind of some way too, because just like there's a lot of people there. It's just like it's not crazy rowdy unless like it's all going good, and then like it's not like LSU or like even Bama's not like crazy loud. Like Penn State's crazy, but like we're still a great fan base. It's just what it is. I mean,
let's see. Okay,
let me say this before you move on.
Okay.
So the people that left, you remember the Kansas game 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
The people that left early in that game did not get to see P. Ryan break the record.
Right.
yeah,
And I was there. It was more than 2 years ago, wasn't it?
it's like 3 or 4
years
years
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
And it was cold and raining.
Yeah.
It was cold and rainy.
Eli stayed the whole time because he knew
I
someone was
stayed the
going.
whole
Yeah.
game.
It's just, I mean, like, nobody like blowouts. It's either if it's like a national ranked team, people stay and go crazy. If it's a team that you think you should blow out, people leave because it's like, all right, this is what we do. Like this is what we're supposed to do.
OKC Sooner says we keep going away from what is working and get pass happy when we don't need to. Defense needs serious work again. What changed from the Texas game? #Boomer. Sooner man looked like last year's defense. It was very disappointing. I think he's right in the fourth quarter. We were like that. We've kind of said that. Yes, it feels like we've regressed a little bit. Oh, sorry. This comes from John Ober on Twitter. Feels like we regressed a little bit, but we're still 8-1. No Sooner fan I've heard of or read about rejects that stats that says no, we're 7-2. I don't accept that win. Good point.
Yeah. And we all take the win.
Yeah, we'll take the win.
It could be. I mean, it could have been a lot. I mean, today could have been really bad because it was almost really bad, but thankfully we pulled it out. I mean, we do what good teams do. We find ways to win.
The real J Doe says fans are spoiled, students are worse. Hurstmits, Mrs. Reed's defense is regressing. Big 12 conference officials are the worst in the game.
Yeah, that's true.
Mike Defee is an embarrassment to his profession, and a win is a win. I agree with all that. So, Scott Crisp says the defense is making a giant sucking sound.
Nice. What kind of sound with that? Like this?
MJR, a win is better than a loss. That's about it.
I mean, it is crazy. Like we are 8-1, and it's like it just shows our expectation of Oklahoma. Though, like you're 8-1, and people are so mad that they're a win. It's crazy. But
This one's a good one. Sooner 3 says they spiked the Kool-Aid and the players keep drinking it. It was only for the plan. It was only for fans, not the players and coaches. Good point. The Kool-Aid was only for us guys. Y'all don't be drinking it. Y'all
Right.
keep doing what you're supposed to do.
Stop reading your own clippings.
Yeah. Comanche, we need a strong D and that upbeat O. Doug Girth, lucky. Where did our D go? Murray seems to be targeted and neutralized by other offenses. Perimeter is leaky as the Titanic. I agree with that. Our perimeter is terrible. Tackling has gotten worse, and even Lincoln said that, and so did Grinch. Holy cow, I didn't realize.
the first like 7 games, like we didn't. I mean, break tackles. This game though was just.
Yeah, Sarah Mitchell says happy for the win, but what's going on? Something is amiss. Why is Calcaterra still out? I believe he's still in concussion protocol. Why does Hurt rush more than the whole team? Good question. We've asked that. Why is Buki still starting? Good question. I've asked that. And when will the defense look complete? When will the secondary wrap up? When will there be tackles and sacks? You know, the thing, I mean, I know I've kind of rapped on Buki a little bit, but I heard a analyst who played at OU the other day just said if whatever team he's on or whatever team is playing Oklahoma needs, if they target 44, you target for, that's the weak point on their defense. So,
Well, it's unfortunate because that means anybody behind him is worse than he is.
yeah.
So,
Paul Page says, okay, that was a good game. I'm a second Berliner Sooner at Hertz. I'm not going to read that because there's some of it. that I don't understand. So, official Michael Lynn felt like Iowa State should have won a game.
Let me ask you this: if we'd have lost that game, would we have fell out of the top 25?
No, we'll be
No.
like 18.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we should have.
Alexander Decker says on Twitter, the greatest victory of all time. DRR New C, my own 1959 on Twitter, says one of the most important things to remember in college football is to never underestimate Iowa State. Yeah, that's probably not a bad thing.
Or Kansas State.
Or Kansas State. Anybody. Let's see. Jeff Bates on Twitter says the elephant in the room continues to grow. If Hurts read is not open, he looks to run immediately. We've been spoiled recently with quarterbacks that can make it through 3 or 4 reads in each drop back.
Because they have time.
Yeah, upside significantly hampered if we can't throw down the field better.
I put more of that on the offensive line than
Yeah, I would agree with
Hurts.
that. Yeah, he doesn't quite have time, but you know what? People are getting pretty ingenious about their scheming blitzes against our line too. So, noticing people coming from all over the place, different areas each play. It seems like so.
But they know that's the weak point of the offense, so you got to attack it. You got to go after it. So, I mean,
Screens and draws.
So let's
Right.
come down to the 2-point conversion. What do you, Rob, that ask? Or Caleb?
Yeah.
Caleb, ask again.
Do you think you got away with one? You got
Yes.
pass interference.
That was pass interference all day long.
All day long.
Big 12 officials suck. I don't think it has anything. It's just a missed call. I mean, I don't. If it had been on us, I'd have been throwing more of a fit. But there was a lot of contact. I mean, they missed a call earlier on us or against us when, we were everybody in the state of Oklahoma who wasn't watching it on TV saw the guy get held on the end when they broke a run around the end. But
There's like 2 holdings that plays
Listen,
the
Yeah.
nobody can whine against us about calls after what happened to us last week, after what happened at Texas Tech, after what happened at Oregon.
yeah.
I mean, we've definitely got all of our shares of bad calls. So
Yeah, I mean, it was, but, it's like a lot of people have said before, too, no, it wasn't because they didn't throw a flag. It wasn't pass interference because there was no flag. It didn't get called. There was a lot of contact, but then again, he tried to throw it. He probably shouldn't have tried to throw that ball. I mean, it was, I
have any other option.
yeah, I mean, because he was covered.
Yeah.
I mean, I still can't believe they went for 2.
I can. I mean,
That's probably what I would have done.
Really?
well done. Yeah, I mean, like you're a huge underdog. You got played all game long. You have all the momentum. Like it's just if you go overtime. Overtime in college football, the better team normally wins. Like 9 times out of 10.
That's true.
So
I'm glad they did.
it's like that. It reminded me a lot of that TCU game a few years back when Baker got hurt and like they just came roaring back in the second half.
That's what Lincoln said. It reminded him of, and what Lincoln said was, I made bad calls that whole second half. I didn't put our team into the.
We had to readjust his whole offense again on the fly for Trevor
Yeah.
Knight's strengths.
So
Well, let's rewind just a little bit because we have the ball, right? With I don't know.
less
I
than
don't
3 minutes to play.
Why aren't we running?
Why are we throwing the ball?
Why are we throwing the
Yeah.
ball? And why did he throw it right to a defender?
Yeah, I mean, especially. I mean, come on. I mean, Jalen. Yeah, he's the first-year Oklahoma quarterback, but remember, he's only lost 3 games in his college career. Why didn't he throw that out of the stadium? You know that. You don't make that
He's
kind
got
of throw.
greedy, which happens.
Well,
That was a bad
That-
call because
that's on
we shouldn't.
Lincoln.
Yeah, we shouldn't have been throwing the ball.
should not have been throwing the football right there. Even if they stop you, that's fine. They stopped us. We're going to punt it and pin them deep, and we're going to allow our defense
Right.
to win the game for us.
Yeah,
But we throw a bad pass, give them it on the 20. I mean, good grief. Yeah,
it was horrible.
now our defense is in a bad spot.
Yeah, yeah. Bad offensive call. Bad.
And even worse pass.
Yeah.
So
Caleb, what do you think the chances are? The playoff chances are.
About the same. I mean, that's the only thing that changes really is that we just didn't look great doing it, like winning. But I mean, it's just we need a lot of help. Like we got the help we needed though so far. Like we preferred, I think, LSU winning over Bama, just because LSU's strength of schedule is much better. and they can, and then Bama can still has to play at Auburn. They can still lose that game. Like, so I mean, I think they're about the same. It's just it's a week to week thing. We have to be more impressive though. Like we have to like put more style points out there.
I don't know what just happened, but everything's while you were talking, there was a bunch of noise. Sorry about that, Caleb. I was listening, but I think you're right. I mean, I don't get mad the rest of the season. I'm looking forward to the Sugar Bowl.
I mean, that's what I think. I mean, after we lost to Kansas State, that's what's going to happen. We're more likely we're going to go to the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah,
Against
I don't know.
Florida or Georgia?
I mean,
Georgia should be Alabama.
Georgia beat Florida, so it'll be Georgia. I still wouldn't be surprised if it's a like division, like the AAC champion or Memphis or something too.
Southern Methodist.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just
No, I don't think they can do that. I think it's a given. It's the
SEC.
it's
Big
the
12.
highest ranked SEC and Big 12 team not in the playoffs.
I said, I said if we're in a Sugar Bowl, I think Bama goes in our spot. So I think that's why we won't play against Bama. So it'll probably be Georgia.
So
Be my prediction.
So you think Bama's got to lose?
Okay, what happens if Georgia wins out and they beat LSU?
Then they're in the
And then-
playoffs.
yeah, and what was it, LSU in the playoffs too?
Probably.
Probably.
And then that's when we'll play Bama. That's when we'll play
That's
Bama.
when we'll
then,
play Bama,
If,
yeah.
if that happens.
If there is a way, like you said, Caleb, earlier, it's money. We all know their money is involved. If there's any way that they can get Oklahoma and Bama in the
Playoffs.
playoff, they will.
Yeah.
If they can't, they're going to put them in the Sugar Bowl.
I just don't think they can. Bama's the only team I can. Just because of the logo, I don't see Oregon getting in above us. I don't see Utah getting in above us, but I can see Bama getting in above us. That's why I don't think it'll happen, unless they lose like to Auburn or something. If they lose Auburn, that changes everything. But then we could play Auburn then too. So I think Auburn plays Georgia this week. That's a pretty good game too.
Yeah, it'd be a pretty good game. So yeah, Auburn could play spoiler for a lot of
Yeah, a
SEC
lot of
teams
people.
if they
Yeah.
would.
Any thoughts on Baylor? Going to be a night game. What is it on the? What is the river out there? Or is it the Waco River?
I don't know.
That it's on the banks of the Waco River or wherever river that is down there. Night game, 6:30 p.m. College game day is going to be there.
Yep.
Game of the week. Any thoughts?
I don't know, honestly. 'Cause Baylor has like kind of like Minnesota. Like I was wrong about Minnesota. They're winning, but they aren't like winning impressively.
Anymore? They've kind of like the last two games. They've looked pretty bad.
They should have lost.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, they always play us tough, for one.
Everybody does. I'm tired of
Sounds
that.
like everybody does.
they also have a Matt, and so far this year, Matts have done pretty good against us, coaching wise. Matt, the Kansas State coach, and when this guy's also like he's one of the best coaches. Like, it's crazy. Like all these coaches got fired, and we got the Big 12 goes hires all good coaches now because it's another good coach that's up for like multiple big jobs. He's a really good coach.
So now we got to deal with the Matt curse. Is that what you're telling us?
The
Dave?
Matts. There's like
The
5 of them in
Matts?
this conference.
Great.
And they're all really good coaches, and they're all real young, and all like they win.
So here's a thought, though: is the Big 12 better than what everybody thinks
Yes.
because everybody's beating up on each
Better.
other, or are they just not going to give the Big 12?
They won't
credit?
get credit until because we've been so bad for so long that they aren't going to give us credit. But if you watch the Big 12, you can tell these are just better teams. We have a lot of good coaching in this conference. We might be the best coach conference.
They're very well coached. I don't know that the athleticism is there, to match up with like the SEC right
Yeah.
now, but the coaching is
Coaching
on point.
there, yeah. Coach, the
Well-
coach makes up for that because when you watch in Kansas State against Mississippi State, they won that game handily. They didn't turn the ball over 5 times.
Okay,
they still won.
The Big 12, top to bottom,
I mean, even Kansas isn't terrible anymore.
one down all the way to 10. How would they match up against the ACC 1 through 10?
I think we win all of the games, honestly.
You think we win all the games?
I mean, even Kansas isn't terrible anymore. Kansas is actually like good.
Okay, so
Like they aren't
so
good,
we're
but they're
better.
bad.
If we matched up 10 versus 10 and 1 versus 1 again, the ACC, Oklahoma wins all those games.
Well,
Okay.
ACC might be because of Clemson.
The big the Pac-12.
I think we win majority of those.
What do you think, Rob?
I think we win the first one. And who's number 2 in the conference? Baylor, Utah. I think that's actually pretty even. They're the same team pretty much.
Yeah.
And I think
I don't know.
from there,
It
I think
just
from there it's
depends on
better.
if that Utah defense is better than. I mean, we just don't know how good they are because right now they're playing teams that typically are not any good.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to say, but
I mean, I said
Big
even
10. What about Big 10?
Big Ten. That's probably one that because they're kind of top heavy. Just like
See, here's
we're the most balanced one. Like the SEC is a crazy top heavy, then it falls off a cliff.
that's what I'm wondering.
Big Ten's-
Let's just go from 4 back. I think the Big 12
Four
is
back?
is
Four back,
better
yeah.
than
Four back.
every
I think
conference.
Big 12 may be the best conference. Four
Yeah.
back.
I
You,
think-
you put the best 3 in any conference together.
It's a toss-up.
It's a toss up. You go 4 back. I think it's I think the Big 12 would win 70% of those
So-
games in
Yeah.
any conference.
Kansas Vanderbilt or Kansas Arkansas.
Kansas is better.
Kansas is better.
Would anybody watch that game at all?
I would. I mean, well, okay. Let's see. Southeastern Oklahoma University down in Durant against Arkansas. Who you got?
Arkansas.
Arkansas. You
Yeah,
think?
absolutely. They got better athletes for sure than any JUCO college.
It's not JUCO. It's a NAIA.
Oh,
Come on,
whatever,
man.
whatever.
I don't know. It's I think, but national media won't give them the Big 12 there because we have to get that stink out of the mouth, and that takes a long time to get that out of there because we're how bad we were for so long. But like I said, we have the right coaches in this conference to turn it all around, and you can see every team just, especially against OU because OU's the big dog. Everyone's going after them. That's why it's hard to win 4 in a row Big 12 championships because everyone wants your head.
Right.
But and you see all of these great coaches with their game plans again for us. Like they're all have perfect game plans for how to attack us.
Well, and that's I mean, you know why there's a lot of people that hates Alabama? It's because Alabama's been winning a lot.
So what happens
So
when
they
you win?
want them knocked off. It's the same within the conference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We win them all. So, yeah, everybody wants to knock us off.
Like I said, Kansas State made T-shirts if they beat us.
Yeah.
Like they won a bowl game. Like that win right there would be the biggest win they have all year.
That will be their
So,
biggest
I mean,
win
that's
all
their
year.
Super Bowl, and
And it doesn't matter who they play in their whatever bowl they
they
go
go to. Yeah, I mean, it's just like that like, they made T-shirts like they won a bowl game.
Well,
That's crazy.
I mean, they could go ahead and print up rings and put up a championship like
Championship.
OSU
Like
did if
OSU.
they want.
They could bid for a newspaper one that no one else in the country may bid for.
Yeah, or just claim one like UCF did. It's ours.
A&M did the same thing.
Yeah.
A&M
Yeah,
claimed.
Bama. There's like half of Bama's like that too, though. Like there are 25 championships they have or whatever.
Yeah,
Because
well,
they just pick one random newspaper that gives them champion.
yeah. You got to go back a long time to understand all those championships. There was like the Reader's Digest.
'Cause
champion.
we only take the AP one. That's the
UPI.
only- That's the only ones we ever took.
Yeah.
But if we claim like Bama did, though, how many would we have?
15 or 18, something
Yeah,
like that.
something like that. I mean, but there was Reader's Digest championship. There was a
That's not what Bama is, though. But they will.
they claim them all.
They claim them all. I was like, man, like why? Like every newspaper in the country has this team winning, and this one newspaper has you guys winning. So you guys win.
Yeah.
Like, that makes no sense.
But I think they took really the majority. I mean, I was looking at that one time because Oklahoma has a lot of national, and it says, I think it's on Wikipedia. You can look. It'll say claimed national championships and unclaimed, and it'll show what's the ones that the university accepted, which are claimed championships, and then unclaimed. Because there were several in the 50s that we didn't claim.
Yeah.
Like I said, the Reader's Digest National Championship, the
Do we win
the
that?
Home and Garden.
In
Well-
that win streak, were we national champions every year in that win streak?
Yeah, 3 straight years. 50. What was it? 56, 57.
The-
Or the 47 straight.
It
The
was
three-
1947.
I don't
wasn't
get how y'all.
No,
No.
I don't get how y'all like watch football back then, like knowing the best teams that ever played against each other, and then they had to decide a champion off of like teams not playing each other.
Well, and a lot of teams went undefeated.
That's
so we may
crazy.
win undefeated and still didn't win a national championship because, Yale or Alabama or somebody did, go undefeated and they were ranked higher, and so they stayed ranked higher, and therefore they were awarded the AP national title.
And it's also like what I remember. I think was the BYU's national championship year. Like they played against like a 5-loss team in their bowl game, and like
Yeah.
So that was a national championship to beat a 5-loss team instead of being like one of the best teams in the country. I just mean because you never really know. You can argue every year. No, this person's actually better than this person. This person's actually the national champion.
Yeah, you can't really use that transitive property that way because at some point you'll just, you'll be biting your own tail.
I would
just chase your own tail around.
I would hate the. I would be so frustrated watching that because you don't know. I mean, even BCS, you still didn't know sometimes.
Right. Because you know what the BCS is all about?
Computers, points.
I'm quoting Kansas coach Mangino. BCS. Money.
Money.
Money. Money.
Yeah, Kansas and Missouri won too. That was crazy. That's never ever get that. Kansas is the #1 team in the country.
Yeah, that wasn't too long ago.
No, it wasn't.
So
It was Chase Daniels' year. Booger eater himself.
how do you let that happen on national TV?
You realize like you're one of the biggest college athletes out there. You got the camera on you 24/7.
You got a camera on you every second that you're on the field,
And then
and you're going to pick your nose and put it
eat
in
it.
your mouth. That's disgusting.
he was so cocky too. He always like he couldn't beat us, but he was always cocky against us too. He was like, why are you gonna be cocky when you lose to us every time?
Is he still in the pros?
Yeah, back up for the Bears.
Back up for the Bears.
I mean, hey, yeah, I think he's got paid like something like over $100 million throughout his career just be a backup
Wow.
quarterback. I mean, that's probably the best job in the world, is backup quarterback. No expectations. Just go there, throw some footballs, study some film, and you get paid.
Well, in the
millions
fans'
of
eyes,
dollars.
you're always the best quarterback.
Yeah, you're always the best one. Yeah, just
Because
in
as
case.
soon as the starter does some bad, put in the backup.
Yeah, as we see right now with Jalen, people want Rattler out there. Rattler's a third-string quarterback, not even a backup.
So definitely Jalen is better probably right now than Rattler is.
Well, especially with the offensive line. Like, Rattler's small.
But listen, I'm all about the bling. So if we lose another game, everything is out of reach, pretty much, I would say.
Yeah.
I think it might not be a bad idea to go ahead and play Spencer and let him get his feet wet this year. That way next year he hits the ground running.
I know Mordecai. I mean,
Here you go.
we're all on boat that Mordecai, that Rattler's the quarterback next year. It's not Mordecai.
Well, I don't know. It's hard to say.
I'll be shocked if Rattler's not the quarterback next year. I'll be really shocked.
Yeah.
Here you go. 1950, Bud Wilkinson, 10-1, won the Sugar Bowl, beat Kentucky. Oh no, they lost to Kentucky
Oh,
in the Sugar Bowl.
that was their one loss,
Yeah, and still won the national title.
and still won the national.
Yeah, they
Lost and still won it.
Yeah, lost and still won it.
Wow.
Well,
But
that big. I mean, can you imagine that was today? Bama would be the national champion every year.
They here was their clay national champion, AP and the UPI, but they were also the Berryman Helms, Litkenhouse, and Williamson national champions. 1955, they went undefeated. They beat Maryland in the Orange Bowl. They were AP and coaches, and then Berryman, Billingsley, Defold, Dunkel, Football Research, FW, Helms Insurance, Litkenhouse National Championship Foundation polling, Sagarin, ELO Chess, and Williamson. See, so there's all these different. You could claim every one of those titles. They gave you a national championship, so Oklahoma could have. I don't know. You'd count all up. You could say you had 100. But also 55 and 56, they were undefeated in those 2 years, and that was part of the 47 straight. So one of those years they were undefeated and didn't get the national title.
See, that's why I thought that the internet streak didn't win that championship every year, which is crazy.
Yeah, the
I've
greatest football team in college football history only got 2 championships.
3 years when they didn't lose a game in 3 years.
Yeah, actually, they didn't lose a game in like almost 4 years. It was half of a part of one season, part of the end of a season. So and then 3 straight years undefeated. So, well, anyway, I think that's it. We'll get together again and drop our Baylor thoughts coming up later on this week. Caleb, you got anything else?
I don't know. Anything coming out soon you guys want to see movie-wise?
Movie-wise?
I think that Ford vs. Ferrari comes out this week. Apparently that's supposed to be really good. And then I kind of want to see Dr. Sleep too. Because I like The Shining, so.
Have you even seen The Shining?
Yeah, I've seen The Shining.
Okay. Have you seen The Shining, Rob?
I have seen The Shine. I've seen them both. I've seen the new one and the old
Is
one.
it good, Dr. Sleep?
Huh?
Is it good?
No, you're talking about one that's getting ready to come out.
Oh, it's already
Yeah.
out.
No, I'm talking about the 1977
Mm-hmm.
with Jack Nicklaus and Nicholson, and then the one that came out in. What year did the other one come out?
Does another one came out? I know another one came out.
I didn't know there was another
There's a remake.
I don't think there is.
Yeah, there's a remake.
Well,
Let me
anyway.
Google it up.
Yeah.
Well, it'll take too long for us to find out. So we will see you guys next time. Boomer Rob.
Boomer Jerry.
Boomer Caleb.
Boomer.
Thanks for listening to the Sooner Football Fans Podcast. Sooner Football Fans Podcast is hosted by Rob Nixon, Terry Long, and occasionally Caleb Long. It is produced at the beautiful Podcast Palace in Norman, Oklahoma. Follow us on Twitter at SoonerFBFans and like our Facebook page at Facebook.com/Sooner Football Fans. And visit our website at www.SoonerFootballFans.com to read our blogs and keep up with our tailgating activities. Boomer Sooner, everyone.